I already had lots of affordable makeup. What am I doing? Going for an impromptu visit to Boots and coming out with all of this stuff. So we are going to be trying out some of this stuff in this video today, and then whatever I can't fit in, I'll put in another video. So full face of affordable new makeup in this video. No idea what it's going to turn out like, but time will tell. I did pick up the L'Oreal brow colour yesterday from Boots. This is up to 5 weeks of semi-permanent eyebrow tint. If you want to see me do a full roundup of this product, which I have never tried before in my life, then do let me know in the comments section. I'm not going to use it in this video today because it'd just make this video way too long, but if you want to see me do this, it could be another fake tan video, take 2. Could be an absolute disaster or a triumph, who knows. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Let's get on with this one. It's probably going to take me just as long to take the packaging off these products than it is to actually apply them to my face. Why do they make packaging so difficult to take off? And this is just disintegrating in my hands. They are mocking me. I know I'm rubbish, but this shouldn't take this long. We're going to be here for hours. So I haven't got any new brow products. I've got everything else, but no new brow products. So I've done my brows off camera and I am going to be applying the Maybelline Lifter Concealer, which there is a knack to this. You cannot apply too much. If you don't apply too much, this is an amazing concealer. So I'm just going to conceal my eyelids because I have a lot of redness and discoloration on my eyelids, and this goes on so smoothly and it is such good coverage. A little goes a very, very long way. I mean, just look at that. It's melted into the skin, begone pigmentation and redness. This is just so amazing. I've actually got 3 shades of this. I mentioned this in my Drugstore Better Than High End video. I think the best shade for me is shade 30, which I believe I'm using now. Yes, I am. Shade 30. So quite high up on the spectrum, but it's good for me. I also bought shade 5 and shade 25. Shade 25 I can definitely get away with underneath my eyes, but it's a little bit light. It's just a little bit too brightening for me or my preferences. So look at that. Oh, so nice. I don't have any affordable eyeshadow as such. I've got liquid eyeshadow, which I'm going to be using in just a second. So I'm just adding a little bit of dimension back to my eyes. Now I've just taken a little bit away with that concealer. The concealer just flattened everything off. So you just want to create a bit of lift on that outer edge. So I am using Charlotte Tilbury. I know it's not, you know, affordable, but you can use any shadow you want as long as it gives that little bit of dimension back to the face. Let's just pop a little bit of the shadow drip in the shade 30 Quartz Drip from Maybelline onto my lid. Now you will see lots of product on that applicator, so I'm going to scrape off as much as I can because I am going to go straight into the lid and apply this. It is the most beautiful product, and I'm just tapping it on rather than swiping it on, and then I'm going to press it on with my finger just to make sure that's dispensed and blended out evenly. Now you can have anything from super sheer and subtle and build this up. Popping it down with your finger does remove some of the sparkle. So you may want to go in with a brush if you want something super, super sparkly, so not to waste the product. But I mean, I just love it. That's as much as I want to build it up at the moment. I do think it looks beautiful on my eyelids. And once this locks into place, it is going absolutely nowhere. There will be no diverting into any crinkles and wrinkles. It's going to stay true all day. I am super excited to try out this next product because I've been speaking to Stephanie Marie over the last couple of weeks, or we talk all the time anyway, but over the last couple of weeks we've been talking about this product, and she raved about it so much I had to go and pick it up. This is from NYX and it's the Epic Inky Sticks Cream Gel Liner. I've got the shade Ember Energy. It is a waterproof liner. That's not what makes it 100% special though. It's this applicator. I mean, look at the size of this applicator. It's actually quite flat and it creates the perfect wing. It is the perfect size. So it's got a pushy uppy thing on the bottom, technical term, and you just stamp it on. Look how quick and easy that is to do. Wow. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same and stamp this on. Anyone that is a regular to my channel will know that I prefer doing a winged liner with eyeshadow because it is just so super easy, and I do find kohl eyeliners and gel eyeliners a little bit difficult to get that proper wing, but this makes it very, very easy. So smudge that out and then it's not going to move. Look out. Okay. All right. I very rarely get shocked by gel liners or kohl liners because the majority of the time they don't work for me. With my crinkles and wrinkles and the fact that my eyelids are starting to sag downwards a little bit and I've got less workable space on this outer edge, just eyeshadow is just so much easier for me. This was effortless. So let's see, once it's been blunted a little bit, let's just see if this does the same on the other side. Really nice, very creamy, and I have this on good authority that this is not going to budge throughout the day. Let's just put some on the back of my hand. Can you see the, whoa, see the pigmentation? I am going to leave that there and we'll see whether we can get this off at the end of this video. Time will tell. This has only been 30 seconds. It's not coming off. It's really not coming off. I'm gonna go back in with the Lifter Concealer from Maybelline and putting that on the back of my hand. Now the applicator for this, it does hold quite a lot of product, but it dispenses the product really evenly on the back of the hand. I still wouldn't recommend that you apply this directly underneath the eye because you cannot get too much product on. You really can't. If you over apply this, it's very, very difficult to blend it into the skin, but with the tiniest amount of product, I mean, just look at that. Effortless, completely effortless. You'll notice I'm not going directly underneath that lower lash line. That's where I have a lot of my crinkles. So I don't want to take it all the way up to the lower lash line, not only because of those crinkles, but also I just think it gives a little bit of a fake flat look to your makeup, unless you're going to apply some sort of shadow underneath there to give it a little bit of life. Everybody has some sort of discoloration or shadow underneath that lower lash line. So you don't want to take that away, otherwise you start to look a bit doll-like. So I'm just going to leave it at that and look at the coverage. Just immense. Let's apply the sister product of the concealer. This is the Maybelline Lifter Plump and Glow, and I've heard good things about this. I have tried it on my face for shade, and it's, you know, it's a decent shade match for me. I'm the shade 117. Now I'm going to apply this with a brush first and then go over with a sponge. If you haven't seen my video on how to get flawless, very skin-like foundation, I'll link that up here for you. I highly recommend that you watch that video because it works for me every single time. Just a few little tips and tricks will make your foundation go from looking like it's sitting on the surface of your skin to actually looking like skin. There is definitely a lot of glow in this foundation, which the name of the foundation should suggest, plump and glow. So I'm definitely not mad at it. Do I think it's probably too much glow for my skin? Probably. It is emphasizing a little bit of my texture and my pores around this area here, but I am used to more of a matte, a natural matte foundation. So I will keep on trying this, and it will feature in my foundation roundup with my full thoughts and feelings after I have tried it numerous times. I have so many new affordable mascaras. It's been very difficult to decide which one I'm going to actually try in this video, especially as mascaras need a good 2 to 3 days to fully thicken up before you form your opinions on them. And all of these are brand new, so we need to bear that in mind when I'm trying these out. Because I love a lot of volume, I thought we'd go for the Lash Sensational Body Mascara. This is a brand new one from Maybelline, and yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't disappoint me, although most of the body, most of the volume comes after 3 days when the formula has thickened. So let's give this a go. Ooh, now, wand, right up my street. I do love a synthetic wand, like a rubbery wand. Hopefully this is gonna grab every single lash, which it is managing to do. Not masses of volume immediately, but that may come after day 3. But it's definitely coating all individual lashes. This feels quite a dry formula. It feels like there's hardly any formula in this actual tube. How much are you actually getting here? 9.65 milliliters. So I'm not sure whether that is the standard, but it just feels very light. Oh, now this is where all the work happens. Coat 2 really bodies up each individual lash. I think I look like I have more lashes, but it seems to be quite difficult to get the mascara, get the formula right to the tips of my lashes. Well, I'm not completely blown away by it at this moment in time. I do think it is definitely a nice mascara. This third coat is going on incredibly well. Okay, both lashes are complete. I'm not completely knocked down by the amount of volume, but again, it needs time to thicken. Also, it hasn't held a curl, so this eye, which I did first, is much more dropped than this eye, which I've only just completed, which you can see is still stood to attention. Let's just see if you can curl these after application. It's a little better. Let's see if that holds, because if this isn't going to hold a curl, then it's a definite no from me. It's a nice mascara, but it's a mascara that takes quite a long time to apply because it's so dry. I also bought 05 Silver Drip from the Maybelline collection, and I'm just gonna see what that looks like as an inner corner highlight. I'm not gonna blend that out, I'm just gonna pop that there. I'm not sure whether I like that, but you know, we've gone for it now, so let's just do what we've got to do. Leave that to dry in and see. I think it probably does need a bit of blending. Better. Okay, not sure whether I'll do that again, but it definitely works as a highlight. Let's get some dimension back in my face. I don't know whether this is going to be a disaster or whether this is going to be a triumph. It's a brand new product from She Glam. It's the Sunbeam Matte Liquid Bronzer. Now, when I was in Boots yesterday, I did test all these on the back of my hand, and a lot of them were very, very cool toned, more like sculpting, contouring products rather than bronzers, and I prefer something that is a slightly warmer, not too warm that it's orange, but slightly warmer than a contour. So this is the applicator. You get a sponge, all the product is in here, right in the end of here. This could be disastrous, but we're gonna go for it anyway. A lot of the shades are very, very fair. So just warning you, if you are wanting to go down the bronzer route, if you have a deeper skin tone than mine, I am using the deepest tone that is on offer in the collection. It does look a little muddy on my skin, so I could have gone lighter, but all the lighter shades were very, very grey, apart from one of them, which they didn't have. They'd sold out. Probably for this reason. It's probably the best shade, but that blends out really, really nicely. So if you do have fair skin like mine, don't be afraid of going for the shade Terracotta, because I think that's really, really nice. I'm gonna try and see what it's like if you leave it on the skin for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna leave this side while I blend this side in. How lovely that is. Okay, so this is really nice. It has caught in my hair on the side of my head, so you know I'm gonna have to blend that out a little bit. Let's see how this blends when it's been left on the skin for a good minute. See whether you get those little round dots. Seems to have blended out beautifully well, even though it's been on the skin for a while. And I do like that, because I like to put all my products on with contour and bronzer anyway at the same time and then blend those out. I'm used to cream-based products rather than liquid. I always find liquid dries down a little bit too quickly. There's really quite a nice sheen on this as well, quite a shine. I'm not sure I would team this up with this particular foundation. I think it would look a little nicer with a slightly more matte foundation, or at least that's my preference, but I do love the sheen on it. Again, no sparkle, just a bit of luminosity. I'm gonna fill in my lips before I go anywhere near my blush, because I never know how much blush I need until my lips are completed. So again, another Maybelline product. This is very Maybelline heavy, this video, apologies for that, but they've just released loads of stuff. This is the lifter liner in the shade 12 Crop Top. I love the lifter liners. I've been a huge fan of them ever since they were launched. They are creamy, they are smooth, they glide onto the lips and then they stick. So it's not going to be one of those products that you're going to have to reapply constantly throughout the day. You may have to reapply them if you've eaten or drank something, but yeah, I think they are superb quality and an affordable price. I mean, you can't really get better than that. I am going to be trying the 001 Crop Top matte lipstick. Now, I'm always a little bit dubious about trying matte lipsticks because they're drying on my already quite dehydrated lips. So this one is supposed to have some sort of serum in it. It's supposed to be quite hydrating even for a matte lip. So let's see if it feels powdery. This feels very velvety, smooth. It's got a slight moistness to it. It doesn't feel dry and powdery. It doesn't feel like a matte lipstick. I'm not quite sure what this does feel like, but it doesn't feel drying at all. Obviously, time will tell. Time can change everything about this, but I really like it. I love the shade as well. I am going to pop something over the top of it because recently I've found the NYX Jelly Jobs. I'm not quite sure who named this, but you know, they need a prize. I'm going to pop this on over the top. This is in the shade Honey It's Jelly. And I have tried this multiple times before. I love the flavour. I really love the flavour. So one sec, let's just pop a tiny bit of this on in the centre. It's like orange sherbet flavour, which I adore. It takes me right back to my childhood, not in a bad way. I would apply this every single second of every day because it tastes so nice. It does stick around for a little bit, but obviously this is a gloss. It's not going to stick to the lips. You are going to have to keep applying this throughout the day, but it's a joy. Another products from SheGlam. I've got a couple of these. These are the Colour Bloom Liquid Blushes. These are in Boots at the moment, but you can buy them from Shein as well, I think. But I have the shades Hush Hush and Rose Ritual. Let's just have a look at these. So from left to right, we have Rose Ritual and Hush Hush. So I'm going to go in with Hush Hush first because it's the lighter shade, and if I need a little bit of extra punch, I can always put Rose Ritual over the top. So Hush Hush first. And on one side, I'm going to apply this on the back of my hand. On the other side, I'll apply it directly to the cheek because I know a lot of you like to do that as well. So let's see how this performs. Oh, this is a very, very subtle shade, but it is very pretty. And a little doesn't go a long way. So I am going to apply this direct to the cheek. It's really feels so lovely. Very impressed. I think I like this more than I like the liquid bronzer. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. I am in love with that. So instead of layering this over the top, let's just go in with Rose Ritual straight away on the other side, and then we can try and even things out a little bit, although I don't have to go out today. So we could just leave it like this and give my dad a fright when he comes over in a bit. So, right, let's get this on the cheek. Rose Ritual. Again, blends like a dream. This is luxurious, and it doesn't have a luxurious price tag. This is so beautiful. It's got that bit of luminosity that the bronzer also had, which again probably wouldn't team with this foundation because it's just glow central and it's just a little bit too much for me, although I haven't gone in with powder yet, so you know that might take some of that away. Rose Ritual, only one layer. What was this one? Hush Hush. Really gorgeous. Right, powder, because I look ridiculous. If you noticed earlier on, I did not powder my under eyes. This is unpowdered concealer, and it's done really well considering that I've not powdered this in place. It has creased the tiniest amount, but I mean, not anything to write home about, and I tend to always powder my concealers in place. So I'm going to do that now. Ralph has graced us with his presence for the finale of this video, but he's refusing to show his face. So that's as much as we're going to get, and we're just going to have to be grateful. Small things, very small things. So there's been lots of products I've tried in this video. Some of them will end up being top drawer products, I guarantee it. Others I probably won't use again. And let's go through those products before we go through my favourites that I've applied. Firstly, the Lifter Plump and Glow Foundation. I think this is a beautiful foundation. I think so many people are going to love this, but it's just a little bit too glowy for my liking. And although I am going to be using this again multiple times because it's going to feature in my full foundation roundup, and you never know, I may have changed my mind by the time that video goes live, it wouldn't be on first application a top drawer product. That's just, you know, the way it is at the moment. The Maybelline Lash Sensational Body Mascara. Again, I need to refrain from making an opinion now when this is a brand new product and it's not thickened up to the best of its ability yet. But if I was judging this today, I would say this is a perfectly nice mascara, but it just didn't blow me away. Didn't blow me away, and it didn't hold a curl. The NYX Epic Inky Sticks, I think, is a great product. This probably won't live in my top drawer for the main reason that I don't generally use any sort of liquid liner, any gel liners, any kohl liners. I prefer to use an eyeshadow, like I've said numerous times in this video already. I do think it is superb, and if you do use an eyeliner, you are going to want to get your hands on this, but probably won't be in regular rotation in my top drawer. Also the SheGlam liquid bronzer, although this is perfect, it blends out superbly well. I'm just not into liquid bronzers or contours. It's just not for me. If it is for you, however, I highly recommend getting your hands on it because it blends out like an absolute dream. The standout products for me, and I'm not going to mention them all, the Maybelline Matte Serum Lipstick. If you haven't tried this already, highly recommend that you do. It feels lush, and the shade Crop Top surprised me. It seriously did. 001 Crop Top. This is the matte one. I also have a satin one as well in a different shade. The SheGlam liquid blushes, oh my goodness, these are going to live in my top drawer for definite. I love these. I love the way that they apply. I love the fact that these aren't too pigmented, that they're a little scary. I like the fact you can apply these direct to the cheek and blend them out with either finger, sponge or brush. I just think they are a triumph. Again, if you are in the vicinity of Boots, try these out for yourself. My Boots, they did have testers available, so you could try all the shades out that you wanted. The Maybelline Lifter Concealer, again, stunning product. Don't apply too much, otherwise you will be disappointed, but if you apply it in very small quantities, it is a fantastic concealer. And let's talk about the Jelly Job. Love this, mostly for the flavour, but I also love the sheen that this gives on the lips as well. I have this in 2 shades, so I have Jelly Blush in and also Honey It's Jelly. I've got Honey It's Jelly on today. All the other products, absolutely superb, love them, but they were the standout ones for me. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know if you've tried any of these products out already. Do you love them? Did you really not get on with them? Have your say in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, give this video a little bit of a share to anybody that you think might find it equally as helpful. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.